Topic of discussion today was how to overcome any challenge, any obstacle. And to me, what I've learned was just appreciating the baby steps, taking it day by day, being patient with yourself first and foremost, and falling in love with the journey instead of the success. For me, I used to always be anxious because I will always think about the future all the time. It put me in a position where like it made me feel good because I'm like, yeah, I want to aim big. I want to dream big. I want to become that person. But I was just putting a lot of pressure on myself to become that person. And you don't want to be pressured. You want to feel challenged, of course, but you don't want to be feeling like you have to lift 100 pounds more to be able to succeed each and every day. Like you don't want that all that unnecessary weight on you. When I go through things, I realize that it ain't as bad as it seems. And with that said, it's like throughout the journey, you're gonna go through obstacles, you're gonna go through challenges, and you gotta look at it as a way to challenge yourself. This is a time for you to test yourself, to see if you learn, to see if you progressed in life. And I think from that perspective, one could have more fun with their life, and instead of dwelling on themselves because they feel like they failed a lot more, they failed too much in life for them to succeed. So look at it as an opportunity to be you, to strive for the best, to strive to be the best that you can be. When I look at challenges now, is like I just mentioned, it's fun. I don't see it as uh I don't see it as intimidating. That's what I wanted to say. I don't see it as a way to put myself down or be scared. I do get scared from time to time. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, but you gotta welcome fear. Fear is only because you're not used to it. It's fear of the unknown. Once we put ourselves in that position more and more often, we become better at it. We become more used to it. We're starting to recognize what's around us. So overcoming a challenge, that's what life is all about. That's what the meaning of life is for me. Because I feel like I've been faced with challenges all my life. Not being able to listen to my intuition, uh, mistakes in the past that I've made. And I used to always put myself down because I'm like, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I was becoming a person of regret, and I didn't like that. I think everything happens for a reason. I'm here today speaking because I've done shit in the past that made me learn. I've experienced things that made me learn, that made me see who I am, and I'm learning to just isolate myself, for example, from everybody else in order to find myself. That's the biggest challenge I have now. It ain't gonna be easy, but each and every day, like I mentioned, it's all about taking the baby steps. It's the little things that lead to the bigger picture. You can't forget about all of that. The mistakes, the success, the failures, the pushbacks. What's that shit Kendrick said? Minor setback for major comeback. The little mistakes could result to you aiming for for a bigger picture. And loving yourself even more because we all human at the end of the day. It's not is we not perfect. We strive to be perfect, but in order to be perfect, you must accept that you're not perfect. And a perfect in a sense is trying to reach the unattainable. It doesn't exist. So we try to reach for something that isn't real, technically, all our lives. But that's the meaning of it all. Like just trying to be somebody that you want to become in your dreams. The fantasy is a fantasy for a reason. Dreams are dreams for a reason. They're meant to be made into reality. We can control anything we want. This is our story. Everybody else is just living in it. We want to tell our story. So accept the failures, accept the regret, accept everything that's happened to you in the past, and use it as power, as encouragement, as motivation, as inspiration to become who you wanted to be. And that's that man in the mirror. Because I honestly, I really feel like we already that person we want to become. You know, we just gotta find it. We just gotta make it into a reality. There's a reason why we dream those dreams. You know, there's a reason why we want to see the better picture of us. There's a reason why we aim high. And for me, I think everything that's happened to me in the past is leading me to be who I wanted to be. And that's that man in the mirror. I'm accepting myself. I'm learning to be myself. And I'm learning to just laugh really cuz I think people got to understand that sometimes throughout the journey you can't overwhelm yourself. You can't take this shit too serious. I'm not saying to not take it serious at all. But if you want to progress, you got to learn to just have fun with it sometimes. You got to learn to just laugh a little, live a little. You know, don't be too hard on yourself, man. That was my issue. And to this day, it's still kind of my issue. I suffer from that often. But I'm taking my baby steps and I'm realizing life is all a small fraction. My life is a small fraction of what this world is offering to everybody. You know, it's I don't want to sound like down or anything, but it's like optimistic nihilism. You know, try to strive to be the best because at the end of the day, we gonna all die anyways. I'm not I'm not trying to be it's I'm trying to be optimistic, but I'm not trying to be like I'm not trying to put anybody down in any way like that. But it's true. Be the most you can be, bro. This is your life. All we have is at most on average, I believe, average male at least lives to like I don't know 70. I could be wrong, but each and every day we wasting time. Time is of the essence. That's our most important thing that we have to have in order for us to succeed in life. So we have to do what we got to do. Overcome those obstacles. Look at it as a challenge. You know, we here to compete as well. I started playing basketball in the morning because I needed to spark that competitive spirit in me. And it's been going good so far because every time I play basketball, it does spark that energy. It does make me realize that I have to compete. I have to perform each and every day, 24 hours, 24/7. You know, so it's an opportunity for me to take action. It leads me to see that I have more opportunity than what I thought I was. It leads me to understand that I don't gotta limit myself. You know, I could shoot for the stars. I could aim at the moon. You know what I'm saying? So be who you want to be the most you can be the best that you can be. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do something. You know, cuz I think a lot of people also get lost in asking too much questions or asking for acceptance as well from everybody else. You know, sometimes the people closest to you could be hating on you and you won't even notice. They try to limit you to keep you where you at. You know, they don't want to see you they don't want to see you do better than them. They want to see you good but not better than them. And that's a scary fact. You know, I don't want to be putting people's putting to be putting things in people's heads at the same time cuz you know there's friends there that actually encourage you to be better. But sometimes at least for some people, you got to learn to take a step back and just learn to see from the outside in. Learn to be isolated. Learn to be by yourself. Learn to just love yourself and be by yourself and just learn more about yourself and the world. You know, I think in order for us to succeed in life as well, we got to be curious of everything around us. We got to be curious. We got to be willing to experience failure. We got to be willing to experience success. We can't fear success either because I think a lot of us too, because of the people we grew up around, because of our situation, because of our scenarios, because of our settings, living in poverty sometimes. I mean, you don't got to live in poverty, but we fear success because we don't know what it really is. And when we get it, we sense everybody trying to reach and trying to take it from us. It's scary. It's a scary world we live in, but we can make it happy if we want, if we're willing to. So don't be afraid to take those challenges. Don't be afraid to take those chances. That's what I meant to say. Don't be afraid of those obstacles because the obstacles is what makes the story. Obstacles is what makes it all more interesting. I said it already. This is your story. We just living in it. So be who you want to be, love yourself, accept the challenges, and always remind yourself that you got to be competitive. You got to compete. We shed new skin each and every day, so we competing with our past to make a better future.